So we finally got gameplay. It's certainly still a work in progress with some bugs here and there, but let me show you how we got to this point. I open up a new Godot project, with this actually being the first time I've gotten to use the new Godot 4.4 release, having used Godot 3 for my previous games. Getting into it, I come to my first challenge, resizing the screen. This is something I try to do at the start of making any new game in Godot, as it can affect how I structure my game internally later on. You can see me starting to tweak out, attempting to get the textures to size and move correctly, playing around with the window stretch selections and the container sizing settings. And you know that feeling when you realize you've been missing one tiny thing the whole time that would fix all your problems? That's how I felt when I finally turned off Expand after wasting way too much time to get this set up. From there, I worked on getting the UI to be functional. I want this game to be playable both with just a keyboard or with just a mouse/touchscreen, which was luckily made easy by Godot. By organizing things into certain types of containers, Godot kinda just knows how to move from button to button, which is really helpful for my case. To transfer between dialogue, selecting an action, and selecting a move, I put each UI into their own separate container, and then hid whatever containers weren't being used. I also use grab focus to tell the game what button to give a keyboard user to use as a starting point. After finishing the basic UI design, I got on to making the combat. I created a global script called data.gd, which holds all the information about each nation and their moves, like at what level they evolve, the values and description of their moves, as well as some additional helper functions. The player and opponent ball informations are stored in dictionaries, which are set up in the game script just temporarily while I try to make this working version. Here you can see my implementation of type advantages, which values are still a little bit work in progress. You might have noticed a new addition to the custom types, Proletaire, a synonym of proletariat. I don't quite love the current icon which I have right now, but I don't want to outright use a symbol like the hammer and sickle for players living in countries where such symbols are banned. To indicate the impact of moves, I wanted to use shaders, and since I know basically nothing about making a shader in Godot, I relied on the helpful website godotshaders.com for these damage and glint shaders. These shaders right now are a little bit rough, so they'll probably be changed or replaced in the future, as I hope to add animations for attacks and generally more detail to moves. I also set up a message queue for the dialogue, allowing for the sequential display of messages like "that was super effective" or "that attack missed," stuff like that. The way it works is that once the continue button is pressed, the game will check if there's a message in the queue, display that message, and stop the user from going to the Actions UI until they've gone through all the messages in the queue. Lastly for me was the art. I picked Poland and the United States, as that's what I had planned out the most in terms of types and moves at the start of all of this. I know the gameplay doesn't seem fully logical with the setting being Karelia and, the United States being there, but just stick with me for a minute with this prototype. Unfortunately, the artwork you're seeing being made right now for the balls, for whatever reason didn't save within Inkscape, so I had to spend some time going back and remaking all of that, which was certainly a setback for me. Alright, that's what I have for you guys this week, but I'm pretty happy to have this much progress for the game already. Before I go, I'd like to open up this project to all of you. If any of you have ideas you'd like to see in this game, from specific moves or items to general gameplay ideas, check out the Google form below. There's still obviously a lot left to implement, from boss fights to all the other nations, but I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this game getting developed, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.